The Heisman race is heating up right now. So for the first time this year, what might be a recurring segment on the show, we're going to each give our Heisman top 5 going into Week 10. So if we had a vote right now, and you had to vote right now for who should be in New York for the Heisman ceremony and who should win the Heisman Trophy, who would it be? So give me your top 5 after Week 9.
All right, from the bottom. We'll go from the bottom up here. I don't know if Eli made a graphic for this, so I'll go bottom up here. Number 5. I got all quarterbacks. I went all quarterbacks here. There's definitely some other guys, especially even a couple of defensive guys I thought about putting in this 5th spot, but I'm going to go all quarterbacks. Number 5. Let's do it. The second highest graded quarterback in PFF right now. Cincinnati's Brendan Sorsby. I'm going to go with it. Look, the Bearcats are 7-1, and I say it again. Imagine how we'd be talking about them had they found a way to win that Nebraska game in Week 1. We'd be on a whole different thing with undefeated Cincinnati and undefeated BYU. We'd be having a lot of fun. But this is another one, and there's a couple of guys like this where the rushing from Sorsby makes such a big impact. And on this offense, when you talk about having 3 legitimate rushing threats with him, Tawi Walker, Evan Pryor, and he's been really efficient as a passer and especially being safe with the football. Sorsby's been awesome this year. We'll see if that continues. But I decided him in the 5th spot, especially to roll with the grades.
Love that. All right.
Number 4, I've got Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. Obviously been outstanding. I thought he was solid enough against UCLA this week. I don't think he carried the show. Indiana ran the ball really well. They got a pick 6 from Aiden Fisher right at the jump of the game. The game was basically over before it started, but Mendoza's playing really well. Number 3, I've got Diego Pavia. A little quieter this week, 17-10 win, a little bit ugly. The Alabama loss and the 2 turnovers in that game still kind of stick with you a little bit. But again, the impact that he has as a passer, as a rusher, and just as the leader of that football team, big time. Number 2, Ty Simpson from Alabama.
Okay.
Not flashy this week. Same thing. It's kind of a theme. Did enough, but you talk about 4 top 20 wins. He was not the reason they lost that Florida State game. That was much more about their defense and difficulties in the trenches. I'm going to go with Ty Simpson there, and if Alabama wins the SEC, that's going to be a fun case. And number 1, he didn't play this week, but give me the guy leading the nation in passing grade, adjusted completion rate, the most accurate quarterback in the country. Give me Julian Sayin from Ohio State. Didn't see him this week, but he just continues to me this year so far. And the Texas game, I think, got him through just a hard game in his first start against a really good defense. I think Sayin's been flawless this year so far. And I know he's got 2 great receivers on the outside and a great team he's dealing with, but he has played such clean football. I'm in on it.
Love that. All right, my number 5. We have 4 of the top 5 similar, but not number 5. My number 5, I'm sticking with Ruben Bain Jr., the edge rusher at Miami, who, by the way, had another great game against Stanford last night. 87.6 PFF grade with a 90.7 pass rush grade. I'm so sick of the sack argument for Ruben Bain because he has 3 sacks this year. Watch the tape. This guy has been incredibly disruptive for Miami all year. He is still the highest graded player in college football right now with a 94.7 PFF grade. That's up there with the likes of like Aiden Hutchinson and Chase Young right now. Now, do I think he's still the Heisman Trophy favorite like we had a couple weeks ago? No. That's why he's number 5 for me right now. But I still think he deserves a lot of credit for what he's done with Miami this year, and he's still the highest graded player in college football. At number 4 for me is Fernando Mendoza. So both of you and I, Dalton, have – actually, darn, number 4 for me is Ty Simpson, actually the quarterback at Alabama, who wasn't great yesterday against South Carolina, but he has been great for them all season long. He is one of the he's right now 23rd in PFF grade this year. After that game against South Carolina, he's 18th in passing grade. So went down a little bit after that game, but still, he deserves a lot of credit for what he's done with that hard schedule Alabama's had too. He's still very much in the Heisman race. At number 3 for me is Fernando Mendoza. So actually, the Heisman Trophy favorite for overall Dalton is 4 and 3 for us right now. So we do not agree with Mendoza being the Heisman favorite, but I get why he is, because he has been fantastic for Indiana this year. He has 24 touchdown passes, which are the most in college football right now. He also has the highest passer rating in college football right now at 134.3. He's been great this year for Indiana, 85.7 PFF grade as well. At number 2 for me is Diego Pavia, the quarterback at Vanderbilt. Again, like Ty Simpson, not a great game for Pavia this past week against Missouri, but still got a win nonetheless, and it was a massive win for Vanderbilt. Right now, Diego Pavia is 18th in PFF grade this year among all quarterbacks in the country. He's 11th in passing grade this year as well. And for the simple fact of, if he leads Vanderbilt to the college football playoff, this guy needs to go to New York for the Heisman ceremony, if not win the Heisman Trophy right now. He has been phenomenal in 2 years for them, and it's a lot about narrative for the Heisman Trophy, and I don't know if there's a better narrative in college football than Vanderbilt going to the college football playoff this year. But at number 1, you mentioned before, Julian Sayin, the quarterback at Ohio State, 92 PFF grade right now, the best among all quarterbacks in the country, best passing grade in the country, best adjusted completion rate in the country right now too. And right now he's completed 80% of his passes. If that stands, that would be the all-time record for all quarterbacks too. So he's the quarterback on the number 1 team in America right now, and he's also the best quarterback in America right now. Julian Sayin, what he is doing as a redshirt freshman is unbelievable. It feels like that guy does not miss right now.
Pressure's going to be on him to win the Michigan game, and then there's a looming, very real possibility that we get Sayin versus Mendoza, not just for the Big Ten title game, but for the Heisman in Indianapolis that first week in December. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch down the stretch. Throwing it out there, just some other guys, if we extended this out to 8 or 10. Did think about Ruben Bain also for that 5th spot. I think a couple other defensive players, David Bailey and Jacob Rodriguez, both for Texas Tech, could get at least some votes. And then some other quarterbacks. Haynes King for Georgia Tech needs to be.
He was almost 5 for me, yeah.
Haynes King, Dante Moore, I still think shouldn't be forgotten about, although a quiet game in the pouring rain. I don't know if you watched any of that.
Yeah.
It was just downpouring in Oregon yesterday. Joey Aguilar has been great. Trinidad Chambliss. If he walks in there off the bench and brings Ole Miss to the playoff, he's got to be at least top, to me, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I mean, for what he's done for that team. Blake Horvath from Navy having another great year might get some votes too. So, no, it's a wide open race right now, but I do think Sayin versus Mendoza could be looming there at the end to really decide this. That could be a possibility.
Yeah, Marcel Reed's been, I think, overall solid for Texas A&M this year. I know right now he's 4th in Heisman odds. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the team around him has been phenomenal this year. He's been pretty good too. I'm not denying that. But I don't know if he should be 4th in odds, but he's still been a great player for them. Gunnar Stockton's been pretty good for them too. But yeah, Haynes King, I think, deserves a lot of love. Jeremiah Love, speaking of love, has been phenomenal for Notre Dame this year too. So I think, yeah, those are some of the guys right now that should be mentioned in the conversation. But that wraps up our Heisman top 5 for the week, which should be changing every single week as we get closer and closer to December, where they'll award the next Heisman Trophy winner.